All right. Hello, Hot Dog Nation. This is Matt Rhoda, Superintendent of the Community Schools of Frankfort. Welcome back to our second Town Hall meeting in this 2023-2024 school year. Each month I bring to you a principal of one of our buildings in Frankfort just to talk about all the great things happening in our schools, as well as get to know our principal just a little bit too. Today I have with me Mrs. Kelly Berenda. She is the principal at Frankfort Middle School, and so Mrs. Berenda, welcome to our Town Hall meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Rhoda.
Can you tell our viewers how long you've been at the middle school as the principal, and then any leadership positions you held before that?
Sure. This is my 9th year as the principal here at FMS. Prior to that, I was a principal at another building for 9 years and an assistant principal for 2 years prior to that. And then I've been at this a lot longer than I'd like to admit. 7 years prior to that, I was the director of alternative education at another district.
Okay, so I've been in leadership positions for quite a long time.
For a long time,
yeah,
yes.
A lot of great experience coming to Frankfort.
Yes.
Could you tell our viewers maybe something that we might not know about you that would be interesting to hear about you?
Sure. So one thing you might not know about me is that my driving abilities are not a 10 by any means. I've been in 9 car accidents. I've totaled 3 cars and lived to tell.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
I would add that as long as I've been in Frankfort, I've been pulled over twice in Frankfort, so it's been a very short amount of time.
That's funny you should say that.
Yes.
Since my time at Frankfort, I have been pulled over 17 times.
All right, so we're going to have to talk to Chief Shoemaker.
Well,
this is a town hall meeting. We can bring anything up. Everything's on the table. Well, right now we need to take a little commercial break, and I want you to hear from Eric Farley. And Eric brings to you our Farley's Frankfort Fun Facts.
Welcome back, hot dogs, to another episode of Farley's Frankfort Fun Facts. Today I'd like to talk about Frankfort High School. Not the current high school, but the high school built in 1892, known as Old Stony. Did you know Old Stony had a massive fire in 1922? So massive, in fact, only the frame of the school remained. However, school officials still elected to rebuild the building. This was not completed until 1926. Did you know that students attended 3 separate locations during that time from 1922 to 1926? The first location was the Masonic Temple. The second location was First Methodist Church. And the third location was the American Legion's home, known today as Goodwin Funeral Home. Students remained at these locations for the first several months during the high school's reconstruction. The remaining months were spent at Howard Hall, our previous junior high school. Also, did you know that the cost to rebuild Old Stony was a mere $147,000? Students remained at Old Stony from 1926 until the construction of our new high school in 1963. That's it for Farley's Frankfort Fun Facts. Until next time, hot dogs.
Thank you, Mr. Farley, for those fun facts. Back to you with Mrs. Berenda from Frankfort Middle School. Mrs. Berenda, as our viewers know from last month, we really are highlighting our pillars of excellence in literacy, community, and post-secondary expectations. Tell our viewers about how the great things you're doing at the middle school with the pillars of excellence.
Sure. I would say our biggest focus this year is on literacy, the literacy pillar. We're focusing on our 6th graders, and we call it the FMS system of literacy. And we're really focusing in on making sure those kids are getting up to grade level reading abilities and focusing in on some reading skills and making sure their reading fluency is up to par with grade level material. And so that's been a big push for us at the middle school. We started in 6th grade this year, and we'll move it to 6th and 7th grade next year, and the 3rd year hopefully in 8th grade if needed. And so it is a progressive program, and we're super excited. My hat goes off to our staff who have elected and volunteered to be a part of this because they're working their tails off, and I'm extremely grateful.
You and your staff put a lot of work into
We absolutely did.
retooling your day for this.
Yep, absolutely. And so we're really just putting all our resources into those kids that need us the most. And so it's just good education.
Love to hear it. Can't wait to hear the great results
me too.
at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm very excited. When it comes to that community pillar, we've changed some things around this year when it comes to our morning announcements. As Many students may remember my opening remarks when it came to the middle school announcements. We've turned things over to students this year.
Oh,
and
okay.
so we do our daily announcements through the FMS Daily News. And so I've started a newscast program where we're pushing it out through Facebook and Twitter, and it's been an exciting avenue. The kids have done an amazing job and have grown a lot since the beginning of the year.
So just like the Hot Dog Network, if you want to check out the middle school announcements, you could probably find that on YouTube somewhere.
Yep, YouTube
okay.
and Facebook, yes.
YouTube and Facebook,
yes,
okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's great to see our middle school kids getting the ownership there with the announcements.
Yes, I'm very proud of them. And then lastly, with our post-secondary pillar, we are working towards getting all 8th graders at least one high school credit before they come over here.
Wow.
And
okay.
so through our PCC class, which is preparing for college and careers, all of our 8th graders are enrolled in that and working through that first semester right now, and hopefully everyone will have a high school credit to start their high school career.
Your counselors really began a lot of work last school year getting your staff and your kids prepared for, you're the catalyst that drives how kids graduate at high school, and so what you do in the middle school is so critical. And,
hugely.
And so your counselors really spent a lot of time last year really getting all of this between you and your counselors and your staff to get this in place, so really look forward to the students that your staff puts out kind of going forward in the future, and I'm sure look forward to how they graduate at the end of their Frankfort career.
Absolutely. And it worked out really well because our 8th graders take a field trip to what's called Job Spark through Junior Achievement, and it's just another piece of that career exploration and getting them ready to make good choices when they come over here.
Well, if you're an elementary school student or parent, I'm sure you've got a lot to look forward to with your kids going to the middle school here in the near future. Mrs. Berenda, can you share with the viewers anything that you're excited about coming up at Frankfort Middle School, and maybe share a little bit about what's happening next summer with the renovation project?
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I do want to remind everybody that our second quarter midterm conferences are November 15th at 5 p.m. So we hope to see all of our students and their parents on that evening as we help students make good decisions and be successful academically. Also, our winter music concert, which is always a treat, is December 13th, and so please mark your calendars for that. I know Dr. Rhoda often attends those, and so we appreciate that support. But I think the big ticket item, as you kind of mentioned, is that in the spring, actually, of this year, as of our last meeting, the spring of this year, we'll kick off our middle school construction program. And so that is something I think is a buzz in the middle school over and over and over again. Our current 8th graders are very sad because they are not going to be able to see that. I said they were welcome back. But we're excited to add a performing arts center, and we're going to kick that off starting in April of this school year. So probably last us a couple of years till the whole project's done, but a much needed upgrade for the school. It's been in place like it is for about 30 some years.
That's right, 1989.
So 34 years. Yeah.
Well, great to hear that exciting. The Performing Arts Center. I know your cafeteria is going to get a little larger too, so be able to fit some more kids in the cafeteria.
Absolutely, but I think the focus of the entire project too has been, as you know, on safety and security, so changing the front entrance a little bit, making that more safe, secure, and moving our offices towards the front of that building is a big piece of that. And so that's been the focal point of the project. It's been great working with the architects and the construction management company, and really getting everybody's input as we get that project rolling.
That's right. You and Mr. Marshall and your team have done a great job of giving them feedback about make great plans. So looking forward to that. Thank you for joining me on the Town Hall this month, and I know our viewers gained some valuable information today from you. Looking forward to next month. I'm going to have a couple students from Frankfort High School join me next month just to share the things that they're doing at the high school, talk about their favorite teacher, and just some aspirations of what they want to do with the rest of their lives when they leave Frankfort, as well as what makes Frankfort such a great place to come to school. So hopefully we'll have a great town hall next month with those two students, and then in December I'll have Mrs. Bright from Green Meadows. She's the principal at Green Meadows, and she will join me on the December town hall. So signing off from Hot Dog Town Hall at the Hot Dog Network studios. Have a wonderful day and enjoy this next segment of Roaming with Rhoda. Stephen Matthews, you're in a segment called Roaming with Rhoda. What teacher in Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most and why?
I would say last year, Mrs. Hall probably. She pushed me to do my work a lot, and she just helped me out with it. So I guess, her, I guess.
I love it. High expectations. Thank you, Stephen Matthew. Appreciate it. Could you come by? You're in a segment called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Orlando Perez.
Orlando, nice to meet you. What teacher in the Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
Miss McCormick, because I used to think that I wasn't good for nothing in school, and she really pushed me beyond the limits to believe and achieve myself.
Orlando, I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Yeah. Could I interview you a second? You're on a segment called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Noah Coleman.
Noah, nice to meet you. What teacher has inspired you the most
Mr. Hutton.
and why?
He helped me play a lot more and be better at myself.
Oh, thank you, Orlando. Appreciate it. Hey, can I interview you a second here? You're on a segment called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Miguel Garza.
Miguel, nice to meet you. What teacher in Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
I'd have to say the most that inspired me right now is Miss Graham Bishop.
Why?
Well, she's taught me a lot about business and to encourage my business to make $500 and just encourage more of my business,
All right, allowing you to make some money. Thank you for stopping by. What is your name?
Layla.
Layla, what teacher in Community Schools Frankfort has inspired you the most?
Miss Whitener.
Why?
She's just really nice, and I love her.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Great relationship with her. Can I have you come over here? What is your name?
Lily Rockhold.
Lily, nice to meet you. What teacher in the Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
Probably Miss Rushton, because she is just an amazing teacher, and she was my volleyball coach, and she just really helped us understand what was going to happen when we came to high school and how to manage all of it.
Oh, thank you so much, Lily. Appreciate it. Can I interview you a second? You're in a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Alex.
Alex, who is your favorite teacher and why?
Probably Miss Anderson, because she's just cool.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Could I ask you a question here a second? What is your name?
Crystal.
Crystal, you're on a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What teacher has inspired you the most in the Community Schools of Frankfort?
Miss Den.
Miss Den. And why is that?
It's because she helps us I don't know how to explain it. She helps us how to explain it really well, and if you don't get it, she help you over and over until you get it.
She wants to make sure that you're successful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Could I ask you a question right here? Come on over. You're on a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Denise.
Denise.
Yes.
What teacher in Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
I'd say Mrs. Kramer,
And why?
because she is amazing, and when I was in my lows, she was always there for me.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes. All right. You want to come on over? You're on a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
My name is Christian Rascone.
Christian Rascone. Christian, can you tell me what teacher in the Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
I'd have to say Mr. Byers, because he's really involved with the community and athletics and things like that, and I'd also like to be involved with the community when I grow up.
Thank you, Christian. That's great to hear. All right. Thank you. All right. Come on over. You're in a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name? What is it?
Anna.
Anna. Anna, what teacher in the Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most as your friend's videotaping you here? You got two on you.
Miss Thomas,
Miss Thomas, and why Miss Thomas?
because I love her.
And what does Miss Thomas do so special that you choose her?
She's Miss Thomas.
She's Miss Thomas. All right. You want to come on over? You're on a session called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. What teacher in the Community Schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
I'd have to say Mrs. Schaefer.
And why?
She's just given such a teacher, both and mom kind of role model while I'm here, so I appreciate her.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. You're on a segment called Roaming with Rhoda. What is your name?
Alex.
Alex, what teacher in the community schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
Mr. Fermanis.
And why?
He's chill.
He's chill. All right. How about you? What is your name?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Great name. I love that. And what teacher in the community schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
Miss Fermanis too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And why?
He's just like that.
Okay. He's like that. Anything else?
He's a good teacher.
He's a good teacher. All right. How about you? What is your name?
Blaze.
Blaze. What teacher in the community schools of Frankfort has inspired you the most?
I'm going to have to go with Mr. Fermanis.
Okay. And why?
He's just the man. He's the guy.
Okay. He's the guy. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day.